Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. We are back for live stream number 68.
And with it being 4:09 p.m. on the
Dot.
East Coast in New Jersey, today is Saturday, August 7th, 2020. So this week has been kind of interesting. I got to meet one of my friends. Got a couple of videos going up in the next couple of days, so stay tuned. We visited a couple places across New Jersey. So we have some more content rolling off in the next couple of days. So very, very exciting that I'm going to be launching some new content. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's a couple of mall videos, a couple of a final ride video. So a lot of great new content that is coming out. So definitely stay tuned for that in the next couple of days or so. So in regards to any store closings, currently we don't have any major store closings except the fact that we did learn earlier this week about the fate of Lord & Taylor. They're closing one store in New Jersey at Willowbrook and Wayne. They're also closing two in New York State, right near New York City. That's at Westfield South Shore and Yonkers. Those stores are also closing. I'm not wasting my time with the Yonkers location. However, I might possibly go to the Bayshore one. Considering it is closing, and I may have something in the works for an elevator at the store. So, but like I said, just stay tuned for that information, as that information will become available at some point early next week.
All right.
So, some other things to talk about is what next malls are coming up. So, right now, I'm possibly looking at Whitman next week and Smith Haven and maybe Westfield South Shore. But
too bad you got busted again.
Yeah, I got busted.
Story time. Tell them what happened, bud. Let's go.
It was all on camera. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Well, tell me the story, because I don't watch your videos. So what happened?
So I finished, both my rides are fine. I get questioned by this middle-aged lady. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I told them I have a fascination with the elevator, and she said, "Yeah, if you just don't mind filming." And I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, nothing interesting?
No,
you get booted?
No, I didn't get booted. She just asked me to stop filming.
Should I tell you guys the movie theater incident?
No, they know. They know. They're well aware of the movie theater incident.
Oh, that was a good story.
No, my worst incident had to be Riverside. That was bad. That was a bad incident. And I also had another encounter almost again with the mall security there at Riverside. It was the Segway and another security guard on the first floor. So I literally had to walk all around the mall in hopes of security. And then I said to myself, I got to get out of here, because I knew that they were looking for me. Hold on.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
Hold on. I just got to put my mic on mute for a second and the camera.
1 second.
My apologies, everybody. I just had to answer a quick text. But yeah, personally, I don't really care for Lord & Taylor. At this point, Lord & Taylor is done. They're cutting half their fleets. So I mean, who knows if they're gonna find a buyer. At this point, I don't know if Lord & Taylor can be saved. JCPenney is liquidating buildings and stuff. You guys have seen all the videos the past couple of days, and Sears is at this point only going to have one store left in New Jersey by the middle of next month. So it's very sad. I mean, Sears, JCPenney, and Lord & Taylor, and also we can't forget about Nordstrom's closing in Freehold, which was a huge loss. But thankfully, they had that 10-day fixture liquidation sale, and I was able to get down there and film it for the last time, which was beneficial. But sadly, I didn't film the freight. But like I said at the time, I was only interested in the passenger.
I just realized we really don't have much to talk about.
No, I've got a couple things. So I am going on a vacation. It's going to be the 21st to the 24th. So the vacation is in Wildwood, New Jersey. So that'll be from the 21st on my 20th birthday. And I'll be coming back to
20th birthday, not 21st. You're not old.
No, I know. 20th birthday on the 21st. Next year it'll be 21 on 21, which will be interesting. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. All the hotel stuff was booked today, so I'm looking forward to going down to Wildwood, and maybe I'll shoot a couple of elevators there, depending on what I get to see and do there. So, but stay tuned for that because I'll definitely have some videos from there. I might go out to Long Island next week if I get an okay to ride a certain elevator. Not saying what it is yet, but stay tuned because I will have details as the week goes on. Yeah, I'm sad about Willowbrook too. I mean, Lord & Taylor should have closed Fashion Center over Willowbrook. I'm surprised they went for Willowbrook. But yeah, that's closing, I believe. I'm not exactly sure when the store is closing, but they said before the end of the year. Hi, Ultra Eric. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hi, TCJ Sorge. How are you?
TCG. How are you?
The freight's in Otis Jail. That's Willowbrook, right? Just making sure. But yeah, so lots of sad retail casualties, and JCPenney is auctioning off some of their stores. It's very sad. This is a really bad year for retail. Unfortunately, myself, I predicted this in 2020, and especially with COVID, it just excelled that whole process. I mean, you see Neiman Marcus filing for bankruptcy, closing their Hudson Yards store, which is very sad, but it never turned a profit, and it was a small little store that was very hidden. Oh, really? It had an Otis GAL freight elevator. Interesting. Yeah, sadly, I didn't get down there. So
just posting comments.
But so yeah.
801 numbers are going down from the hospital.
That's in regards to COVID.
This is a news and information channel as well. Why don't we talk about COVID?
It's not really like affecting anything right now, and I don't have to consistently keep doing live streams at the moment, so I'm not really gonna get into any COVID discussions unless some things get really bad. But I just hope that things are under control for now, which they are so far. Oh, he did? Transit Plus filmed it in 2010. Huh. Yeah, I will. Yeah, after this live stream or at some point tonight, I will definitely go through that, and I will. I'll take a look at that definitely. See ya. All right, Elevators of Steel City by Otis Elevator Fan 102. See you later, man. Thanks again for joining, and definitely stay tuned. We've got a bunch of videos coming up within the next couple of days or so. So definitely stay tuned. There's some great uploads going up. I hope so too, and I hope there's a vaccine before then. They're trying for the vaccine, but we'll see.
Yeah, there'll eventually be a vaccine.
And Ricky over here and yours truly is going to have to get it, so it's going to be something. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I was looking at the graphs this morning on the other website and also the New York Times website. So it looks like that the curve is starting to bend in the correct direction. That's a good thing. So like hot spots such as like Florida, Texas, and California are all trending downward, which is a good thing. But it's quite sad that we had to go that way. But at least things are starting to turn around and go in the right direction. Hi, Elevators, rock on. How are you? Oh no, I do think that we've officially slowed the spread of the virus. So, and like I said, the comments are delayed. So if your response comes in like a minute after that you typed it, like I said, you guys can just tell me in the chat of how many seconds that is. But I do want to say something very interesting that I encountered today at BJ's Wholesale Club. So, I mean, this is right around the time they started selling Halloween stuff. So I'm looking at this really delicious cinnamon Halloween bread, and some kid actually went in, opened up the container, and took one out and ate it. And I actually had to go tell somebody to remove it from the shelves. The fact that BJ's did not remove it is absolutely upsetting. And not that I pay for the membership, but I am very disappointed that BJ's didn't even remove they didn't even have cameras on the floor. Like, I had to legit go tell somebody about that. I'm actually going to write a review about that. Tell them I'm very disappointed that I actually had to physically go tell somebody. Instead, they don't have people like walking around there, which is a shame. Because, any kid, not saying I would do it myself, but any kid could just go up to one of those little things, pop it open, take one out, and eat it for himself, which is, it's very disappointing. to see that. I'm gonna definitely say something about that on Yelp, and maybe I get the attention of like a manager or something. Who knows? Halloween, I think, will still go on. I think it's just going to be very different. So
It's going to be virtual Halloween, virtual candy.
No, I think candy. It's just going to be grab and go. It's like you're not even going to be able to ring the bell. It's going to be like, here's a bag of candy. Just take it and go. It's going to be grab and go.
Are you?
Wait, hold on. I'm going through all the comments. Hi, Shia, the ultimate advanced animator. Hi, Dylan D. Jesus, how are you? Yeah, New York just announced, I think, a couple days ago that they're starting schools back up next month.
Are you fucking kidding me? A kid took a cinnamon bread? That counts for being a non-bro.
Well, yeah, I agree. And clearly his parents were not watching him. So I think that's it's horrible that the fact that he actually got in there, took it out, and ate it for himself. And they didn't even buy it. It's one thing if it was a free sample, and, I get that. But he did this during a global pandemic, and he thought it was okay. So, crazy. I'm not sure how old the kid was. It's just an assumption, because an adult's not going to go in there and take it. So it was probably a little kid who didn't know any better. Who knows? But I'm glad that the thing was removed, because they had no right to have that on the floor.
How old was the kid?
I don't know.
If you had to take a guess.
If I had to take a guess, maybe 5 or 7. Or maybe even like 3. Maybe like 3 or 4 or 5.
Nah, they don't know any better. They're young kids.
I know, but still they have to realize the situation with COVID.
I hear that Radio City Christmas Spectacular feature of the Rockies is canceled.
Rockettes? Yes, that is canceled for this year. Yeah, all Broadway plays are canceled until January 3rd, 2021. And actually, I wanted to go see the Rockettes, but sadly I had to do college. Welcome to the life of a college kid. I was not doing too well in algebra skills, so I had to take that.
But then we'll go back and we'll have to wear a face mask.
Yeah, most colleges are doing that, although some colleges in South Jersey just changed to virtual. My former university they still want students to return, but they pushed it back to September. So who knows what's going to happen with that.
Don't worry, guys. Everything.
I mean, I'm doing community college in the fall, and I'm going to be virtual. I literally checked my schedule, I think, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and they announced that it's all going to be virtual. So, yeah. I'm going to be going to Nassau Community College. Probably. Definitely search up an article and just see, because my community college is Bergen, so I think Nassau is the same, I believe. And I believe Suffolk is the same, too. Westchester is doing it, so I would imagine Nassau is doing it, too. The only classes I believe they're going to meet in person is like health profession classes, and that's to get nursing students to graduate so they can go on right in the front lines. I think those holidays are going to be very different. I don't know. Like I said, I'm no genius, but right now I'm just literally taking it day by day, and I cannot say what's going to happen with those holidays right now. Remember, it's only August. Yeah, I think it's just better. Honestly, yeah, but who knows what's going to happen with that? And it could be a socially distanced parade, or maybe just family members next to each other. I don't know yet exactly what's going to happen with that, but I don't have any news about that at the moment, at least. Yeah, I think community colleges should do remote learning for community colleges. Schools, they should do a hybrid, I think, depending on how under control the virus is in each part of the country. So yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, we still got people asking questions. So
I'm just making sure we have questions. Anybody got any questions? This is the part of the live stream. This is gonna be. I'm sorry, guys. Right, this is probably gonna be on the shorter end. This was just
probably we'll probably just go for a half an hour.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Then the
That was his mom, by the way.
coronavirus messed everything up, and then the events got canceled.
Yeah, coronavirus also messed up a lot of my store closing trips, such as Kmart Penn Station, Sears at Smith Haven, and Macy's and Comac. Sears at Smith Haven and Kmart at Penn Station did stay open until April 11th. Macy's at not Smith Haven, sorry. Macy's and Comac never opened up again to the public. Once it closed, it what's it called? It closed, I think, March 6th, 16th or 17th, right when Macy's closed all their stores. Ricky doesn't drive a car.
Oh, and by the way, if you guys ever want to know how to spell my name, it's Ricky, no E.
The Y's of L.
It's spelled like this.
Yeah, because sometimes Y's of L.
There you go.
Because like the Y is a silent E. Yeah.
Nintendo New York reopened yesterday. That's interesting.
Oh, the New York store? Yeah. Actually, I'm interesting. Oh, because you know what? They have an exterior entrance. Yeah, because right now New York City is not permitting malls to open up. Only stores with exterior entrances. I don't know. No, Lord and Taylor and Garden City right now is not closing. So no.
Hopefully we don't get another coronavirus for the rest of the decade. I
hope so. Hopefully the vaccine will put this virus to rest.
If we get a vaccine.
No, we will get a vaccine. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much money's on the line? Which BJ's location did the kid took the bread? East Rutherford. That's the BJ's location. And it's a really crappy BJ's. Personally, I hate going there, but my family pays for the membership, and that's why I went. You're going to Roosevelt Field. You can't go into Neiman Marcus, but yeah, have fun.
I read this morning that the California Pizza Kitchen in Willowbrook Mall is closed.
Really? Did it close? Let's see. Wow. And I was just there 2 days ago with my friend. Wow.
All right, let's go back.
Wow, so it said reopening Thursday, and now it's permanently closed. Huh. Wow.
That sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. Well, a lot of that has to do with our lovely people in charge of the state not allowing indoor dining, but that's a story for another time.
What's
that?
The comment you just read. I don't see it.
Which one? This one?
Oh.
I'm
about?
going through the comments one at a time. Hi, Scott. How are you, man? But wow. Yeah, wow. California Pizza Kitchen Willowbrook closed. Interesting.
I hope American Dream doesn't permanently close.
Yeah, I hope so either, but who knows? Did you see? Of course I saw Bright Sun Films video on American Dream. An absolutely beautiful production on a structure that is less than 10 minutes away from where I live. I am so glad to see Bright Sun Films highlighting the problems with New Jersey. It was a great video overall. And I knew that if you combine Bright Sun Films, who, by the way, makes phenomenal content, I definitely recommend watching him. He's one of the best YouTubers online. If you combine Bright Sun Films and the problems of American Dream, that's exactly what you get. It was a really, really good, hands down, really good video. I recommend watching it when you guys have free time.
I don't know if I'll get the vaccine one time.
Oh, I want to be one of the first after the frontline workers to get the vaccine.
I don't see an American Dream reopening until there's a vaccine. The pandemic has many places closed.
Yes. Well, let's see what happens with American Dream. I'm not sure about that yet. Yes, the pandemic has closed many places. Many JCPenney's are closing. Well, Sears is already on a decline. Lord and Taylor is closing half their stores. It's all thanks to Hudson Bay. JCPenney's
the
closing
CPK
stores.
Closed due to the pandemic. Do you know about Zeller's department store? It's another department store that Hudson Bay wrote.
Yes, Zeller's was pretty much the Canadian version of what Kmart is pretty much. It's very similar old feel. It was like if you put a Kmart in Canada, you would get Zeller's. Oh, of course, Hudson Bay had to ruin that as well. They ruined that. They ruined Lord & Taylor. They're ruining Saks Fifth
This is
Avenue.
the problem now. When COVID exists in March, the whole economy for 2020 is a total big failure.
I'm trying to get through this one at a time. Oh, new glasses? Nice. This is the new problem now. When COVID exists in March, the whole... Not a big failure. No. A lot of these companies were already struggling prior to the pandemic, especially Sears. Lord & Taylor was struggling too before the pandemic. Penny's did have a turnaround plan, although Neiman I was surprised about, but I'm not surprised that they're closing Hudson Yards. And Lord & Taylor, I thought that they were doing well, but they were in trouble before the pandemic. I hate escalators. Warnings are hilarious. Yes, I hate escalators. That's the kid who I met, the guy I met 2 days ago. Yeah, we went to a couple of places, but like I said, videos are going to start pumping out tomorrow, so definitely stay tuned for that new content.
Bright Sun Film says in American Dream video that
Of course. I would love to meet Bright Sun Films and American Dream. Are you kidding me? I would love to meet him and get a selfie. When obviously there's a vaccine and the mall's open. Yeah, I would go. Shit.
Don't know where to get the vaccine at.
Well, they'll when the vaccine is ready, they will say you can get the vaccine at CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, Walmart, Target, and maybe ShopRite, Stop and Shop. Those are just supermarkets around here. Like local supermarkets will have the vaccine. Walmart will have the vaccine. That's a no-brainer. Kmart won't have the vaccine because they're really just on the decline. And any local pharmacy like a CVS, a Rite Aid, and a Walgreens.
Nickelodeon Universe has begun installing new rides. Awesome.
Yeah.
HEP. What does that say?
Heb. I don't know what is that. I think Heb is a Heb a supermarket name in your area? I just asked.
Sorry, what does HEB mean?
I don't know. One question. Oh, the laptop thing. I saw that on Sears layoffs. That's really a no-brainer. eBay. Definitely buy your laptop on eBay. I don't know anybody who would buy a laptop from Sears. Who even asks a question like that on Sears layoffs? I saw that. I know exactly what you're talking about too, Ultra Eric. Who even asks a question like that? Buying a laptop from Sears. Unless you're that dirt poor and you're that desperate for some kind of laptop. No, typically I buy my laptops new, but it depends. Oh yeah, Heb is a grocery store. Is that based out of San Antonio, Texas? Yeah, it's probably the name of their local grocery store. Heb. What does that stand for? That must stand for something. Let me see. Actually, look at this. Oh yeah,
HEB supermarkets. There they are.
What does it stand for? Taking care of Texas. Yeah, San Antonio, Texas headquarters. Here, everything's better. That's actually really good. Here, everything is better. I like that. I wish we had something like that up here.
LML, the question is like hilarious, Sears or eBay?
Yeah.
I definitely buy mine from Sears.
No.
I'm just joking.
You buy it from eBay.
I don't know if the laws to get the vaccine from COVID.
A staff member at a Quick Check did not wear the mask, and I politely asked her twice to wear it, and she still did not. I called customer care, and they apologized. Sears would not. Yeah, well, Sears doesn't care. Of course not. Quick Check, you should have went to the manager for that one. That employee should have been asked to leave for the day for refusing to wear a mask. Because not only that, she's putting everybody in there at risk and exposing the customers. And guess what happens if a customer brings COVID back to their house? Quick Check gets a lawsuit, and then corporate has to get involved, and then the manager has to get involved, and then eventually the manager has to fire that worker for not complying with the store's guidelines.
Thing for Sears layoffs. Steerage, Eddie, Empire crumbles. My uncle has a YouTube channel, Johnny Ringo Burritos.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that later.
What does Eddie Lampart do if he sees a Sears stores while driving? Does he ignore the store?
I don't think he has ever stepped foot in a Sears store in a very long time, personally. I don't think he drives by a Sears store. He knows that they're struggling. I mean, this is a man who has put over 500,000 people out of work. Why would he want to even go to a Sears store? Why would he even drive by one, too? That's such a waste. Nor a Kmart, too. Those stores are falling apart, too. Yeah, Heritage is crumbling because Heritage has tenants like AMC and 24 Hour Fitness, which both, especially around here in New York. I give you an example of a Heritage growth property. This is in East Northport. You have a 24 Hour Fitness, which is closed because gyms are not allowed to operate in New York. And you have an AMC theater, which is not allowed to operate because it's a big theater where you could expose people to the coronavirus. So that Heritage property is in some serious trouble if we don't get a vaccine. But yes, Heritage is going down too. So Sears and Kmart are going down, and now Heritage is in trouble. Yeah. Here, everything is better. I like that. I'm glad that Jim Tedesco likes American Dream and was convinced that it's amazing. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him. I personally don't care for the man. I know he lives in Paramus. I just don't personally care about him. Drive-in theaters are in America. Yeah, that's becoming a very popular trend now because of COVID and social distancing. Have you visited Macy's Herald Square before? Of course. Of course I've been there. I try not to film the elevators. They're not too great about people filming, and they get very picky. Macy's typically, the stores outside of New York City, they don't really care, and I really haven't had an issue with filming in there. It's just the New York City store. That's like their flagship, and they want to protect it at all costs. Make sure you don't play anything that's
it's non-copyrighted.
Non-copyrighted music. But yeah, it is quite depressing with all the stuff that's just going on right now and all the stuff. But it's nice to see the kids are going back to school.
Have you met Bertha Johnson?
That's Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson?
Boris Johnson? Yeah, I would. Hey, Matt, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you? The stream's probably going to go on for like another 3 minutes, and we're going to probably end it.
Well, we'll go for another 10. We got 9 people watching. Hey, Matt, how are you, man? Another thing from Cizla said internet marketing service. Yeah, I don't really spend that much time. The only way I use Sears layoffs is for store closings, but now I now even just use jobs.sears.com, and that's where I just find out about my closings and stuff.
Don't mind, I'm just going to video games.
Okay.
I know, volume off because you don't want to get copyrighted.
Yeah, YouTube loves to do that.
YouTube will slam the javelin of
they copyright on anything, honestly.
What are you looking for? Your mom's not here anymore, Chris.
Okay.
I checked before.
Probably not, unfortunately. As much as I would love to go out there, everything has just been crazy with the pandemic and stuff. And the other thing is, what's it called?
Oh, wait, I know why it's doing that. Give me 1 second. There you
go. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going at this point to Macy's in Harrisburg. There's been a
go.
No, Ricky. That's in Hershey. That's like a 3-hour drive, and I don't think I'm gonna make it to Hershey Park this year. Yeah, Matt. I'm sorry, man. Things got crazy on both for both parents and stuff. So it just got crazy really quickly. So.
And Chris is kind of going through stuff right now. It's his choice if he wants to tell you.
Yeah. I'm my family, both sides of the family. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, so it's just not.
Hold on, Chris. Mute yourself for a second.
Okay, guys, I'll be right back.
Go back on your crusade.
Okay. No, I didn't know that. Wow. I did not know that Hershey Park and American Dream used the same water slide company. Yeah, there is going to be an F-bomb. There's going to be an F-bomb. Get ready for that.
F-bomb. Are we about to say fuck?
No, that was an F-bomb right there in the video. It's just the way Felicia talks in my videos.
Well, if we're cursing, I'm ready to go.
No.
I got a few words lined up. We're ready to go.
No, it's not. You could. It's not the way that like Felicia talks about like certain stores and stuff. It's just the way that he acts in the elevators. That's what kind of makes my videos a little bit better, and there's more comedy in them. So, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get there. It's just far. So.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. He still has great content.
Yeah, I'm still gonna get to other places. Like I'm gonna try and go to this place next week, and hopefully I get the green light.
Well, Chris, you have a license. If you really want to go down to Hershey, you could probably just drive yourself.
No, dude, it's far, and I can't just drop money on a hotel.
What? Do you want to stay the night?
Yeah, it's a 3-hour drive. You can't do 3 hours there and 3 hours back.
You want to just do a day trip?
No, that's 6 hours of driving. That's a very long day, especially considering where it is. Yeah, you would need to stay out there one night or two. I don't think I'm going to get there. Yeah, I hear Candemonium is great, but I haven't been able to get there. Yeah, Neiman Marcus definitely received more notice.
Excuse me.
It's all right. My 78-year-old grandmother fell and twisted her knee and got a knot on her head. Please pray for her. She's in the emergency room. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll take care of that one right now.
Where?
Amen.
My phone. Amen.
Yes.
Where the hell is my phone? Oh, there it is.
Viacom, CBS, Paramount Pictures used to own a bunch of fairs. I think I heard about that. Paramount used to do parks many years ago, so who knows? Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'd have to talk it out with my brother. I mean, maybe we could do something, so I don't know. I do drive, but I don't own a car. Chris, both Neiman Marcus and Long Island City, Cortland, Marriott. I know Neiman Marcus is permanent, but was LI City temporarily? Your friend seems like a nice person. Ricky, they said you're a nice person.
Oh, thanks. I actually am a really nice person.
Yeah. What else we got? Yeah, me too. I would love to experience the DreamWorks water park once it opens up and once there's a vaccine.
Oh, sorry.
Mississippi in my state has like 700,000 cases. Yeah, New Jersey has over like 100,000 something. I think almost 200,000 cases of COVID. Yes, I know. Herald Square, Macy's has the gurney and the metro attraction and the Otis Wooden escalators. Who could forget that? I will at some point. ThyssenKrupp truck in Randolph. Interesting. I think I saw a Schindler truck a couple days ago. JC, 70,000 cases. Okay. Yeah, and now I think JCPenney closed. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm going back to college September 2nd. That's my first day of classes. Uncle Giuseppe's supermarket is coming to Morris Plains and replacing in the old ShopRite. That makes sense. Uncle Giuseppe's has a supermarket up in Ramsey, so I guess they're trying to expand their footprint. What type of chapstick do you prefer, scented or original? I don't really use.
Scented.
Oh, yeah. Not what I prefer. I don't really use chapstick that much, but original. I would not want scented. That just sounds gross, in my opinion at least, but Ricky likes scented, so. No, there's no Dover Buzz. Every time I upload my video, I put no, it's not made for kids. Now with YouTube, you're required to tell them if it's not made for kids. Because let's say I press yes and it's made for kids, and YouTube detects that there's an F-bomb, then they're going to take the video down. So I just have to make sure that it's censored out, and not censored out, but to make sure that it's not for kids, understanding that this video is not made for kids, and kids because kids would not be able to comment on videos anyway. So it's better that I don't make it for kids so that people actually do have the chance to comment and share their thoughts about the experience of my video. East Hanover, New Jersey is home to NJ's first Home Depot store. Very interesting. I did not know that. Thanks for that fact. My school started, I'm in 8th grade. Yeah, that's right. The South does start school earlier than the North, which I don't know why. If anybody knows, you could leave that in the chat. Not too sure yet. I haven't come to deciding on that factor yet, but soon I will have to decide on a car, which will probably come once there's a vaccine. I'm the class of 2025. Yeah, that makes sense. Ricky, what's your favorite chapstick flavor?
Watermelon.
There you go, watermelon. You know, there's a song by Harry Styles called Watermelon Sugar.
Watermelon sugar.
No, it's
Watermelon sugar.
It's watermelon sugar. Watermelon sugar. Better not keep singing that because then YouTube will hit me with a copyright strike. It's so sad that YouTube can just pick up the smallest things and then they can just bam scan it for copyright. That's why I can't even play a song, which stinks. Because any song I play, that check goes to that person.
That's not immediately true. You can play non-copyrighted music.
Yeah, but I'm saying non-copyrighted music means it doesn't have any lyrics. That's what I'm trying to say. Like if you play copyrighted music, that person who made the song gets the check from YouTube. It's kind of sad how that works, actually. How would you convince people that are skeptical of American Dream that is amazing? You probably should have experienced it before the pandemic. That would be the best explanation, for now at least. And my explanation will change as things start to get better, as a vaccine is developed, and more people start going out again when there's a vaccine that's developed. This guy said my favorite flavor is orange cream blast or burst, which is interesting. So. Yeah, I would thank him.
You're welcome.
I'm saying I would thank Boris Johnson for visiting American Dream and Costco in Teterboro. Yeah, that's the flagship Costco for Bergen County, I believe. Because they have two locations. They have the flagship in Teterboro, and then they have the business center in Hackensack, which used to be the former Costco wholesale store, and then they relocated from there to Teterboro. And Sears right now in Hackensack is closing. They're closing middle of next month, but I was already there when Sue Josh Happy came into town. And then I went to Rockaway, I think, earlier this month or earlier last month when malls started opening up again. That's crazy how malls were closed from March to July, sorry. So they were closed middle of March, April, May, and June. They were closed for 4 months, which is a real shame, in my opinion. Macy's Hicksville. That's the biggest elevator loss. That's number one. Number two would be Nordstrom's Freehold. Number three would be what would be number three? Probably Sears New Brunswick. Number four would be Sears Rockaway. Number five would be like the Schindlers that are being lost from the Lord & Taylor stores, and like et cetera, all the other losses. But yeah, the number one biggest loss this year was definitely Macy's Hicksville. I mean, those were 1956 armored traction elevators. So, and then you had also the 1992 Nordstrom's Elevonic, which was, I liked that one much more than the ones that are in the two banks in Menlo Park. I preferred that one over those two. A great 1950 song is I Wonder Why by Doan, I Am an Old Soul. Interesting. That's an interesting song title. I like the 1950 Roses, Diners, and Bumpers Drive in America. Interesting. Interesting. They did. They did have a fixture sale. They were selling a whole bunch of fixtures. I'm talking like mannequins, shelving, good quality tables. Even the sign to the restaurant on the third floor was for sale for 75 cents. I almost should have picked something up, but what's it called? At the time, I wasn't about to drop more money because I already spent like $32 to get down there, which it was not cheap, but if I had 10 days to do it, so yeah. Oh, you're doing your own live stream this time. That's good. Yeah, Sears is, I mean, in New Jersey at least, we only after September 13th, because see, what's interesting about this, Hackensack is closing September 12th, and that's because of the Bergen County Blue Laws, which requires all non-essential retailers to close on a Sunday, and then Rockaway is closing on the 13th of September. So after that,
if you're wondering why that law's in place, it keeps traffic down.
Well, it's also because of the residents of Paramus. That's a big factor too, and Paramus is a retail hub in the state of New Jersey. But the point is, yeah. So after those two closed, the last one was in Jersey City, and I think the days for that store are also numbered. White Plains is the last like 3-level one in the area, and once that one closes, they only have like New York City stores. But yeah, I will miss Sears and Kmart. Yeah, I definitely want to go to American Dream more. It's just there's not a lot to do there. But yeah, I mean, I could tell you guys a story about how I got into Nickelodeon Universe twice for free. So the first day I went with my dad to experience the TMT Shell Raiser and that crazy claw ride. Then, however, one of my friends from my former high school went, and I got in thanks to the supervisor, and I was literally able to close the Nickelodeon Universe theme park. It was great. I absolutely loved every single minute of it. Yeah, Bala Sinwad, I don't know how you pronounce that name. Yeah, that is a loss because that's a Delaware Valley, and that's kind of a vintage Lord & Taylor store. Yeah, we have 4 Nordstrom stores. Westfield Garden State Plaza in Paramus, the Mall at Short Hills in Short Hills, Millburn, New Jersey, Menlo Park Mall in Edison, New Jersey, and Cherry Hill Mall in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. In order to get rid of the blue laws, you must collect 1,000 signatures, then get it on an election ballot in November. As much as that effort would be, it would not work because then you would have plenty of the residents of the Paramus community and the surrounding towns of Paramus voting no. So even with all the effort that's put in, it's just not worth the effort in that case, unfortunately, as much as I would love to get rid of the blue laws. My grandmother worked at Woolworths Co. in the 1950s, and Woolworths was an S.S. Craig & Co. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, the 50s was a much simpler time. Not as much technology advancements, but at least you had a lot of stuff back then. Nah, no word on ShopRite opening in Elmwood Park, but the Kmart building was demolished there, so they're probably just getting the parking lot ready. You got to remember, too, that whole Kmart spot in Elmwood Park needs a whole environmental cleanup, which means they got to clean up all the asbestos. They got to make sure that it's all clean so that when they start the construction for the new ShopRite supermarket, it's all ready to go. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to take a look at Google Earth right now. I've got to find that application real quick. But yeah, let me take a look at that right now on Google Earth. Google Earth is very useful when it comes to it being a great application to take a look at places. I actually want to take a look real quick. I got to type this thing in. Yep, I knew about that. Kresge renamed itself to Kmart. Okay. Posts. Let's take a look. I've gotten really good on the computer, honestly. Like, I used to be really crapped on my computer, but now it's just I do so good on my computer. All right, I may have to zoom in here. I want to actually show you guys on Google Earth. Let's see, because I know exactly where it's located too. Let's go to a time frame. No, because it closed in 2018. I'm sorry. Yeah, it closed in 2018, and now it's just abandoned. Yeah, no, never mind. Okay, yeah, it hasn't updated yet. Bala Kinwood. Oh, because the C is silent. That makes a lot of sense. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens with American Dream. Who knows? It could very well turn around, and it could be, very well become a great place to. It could become the next New Jersey premier place to shop, eat, dine, and even stay. Who knows? Oh, you always did at TG and Y. What is TG and Y? Well, that's a restaurant, isn't it? Oh, TG and Y was a five-dime store. Okay, yeah, they probably weren't in. Were they in NJ? No, McCory stores. That's what it was based off of. Interesting. Yeah, there's so many retail stores that I wasn't around for, sadly. When I was like a very little baby, Stearns went defunct, which was a shame. I never got to see Stearns when I was much older. Short Hills because of the elevator choices. That's why. I prefer Short Hills for elevator choices and anchor stores. American Dream, I don't. There's not enough experience yet that I've had there to say that it's my favorite mall. Plus, there's not a lot to do there. So right now, I'm still at Short Hills because personally, I prefer Short Hills. There's a lot more to do, and elevator wise, there's so many great elevator choices in that place. I prefer that mall over Westfield Garden State Plaza, but that's just me. By the way, I actually wanted to bring this up in the live stream. So Westfield Sunrise is changing their name back to Sunrise Mall. So they did this with another Westfield property too. It was in Sarasota, Florida, another failing mall in Florida. So it really tell you that Westfield is starting to neglect um, the what's it called? Westfield Sarasota Square. So now it's called Sarasota Square Mall, which is owned by Unibail-Rodamco Westfield. Okay. Okay, so this is another Westfield mall that changed its name recently. And this, I think, is going to give people somewhat of an idea of what the Westfield Sunrise Mall site is going to look like. Okay. So what you're looking at right now is Sarasota Square. So very similar labeling, except minus the Westfield labeling. So I think Sunrise Mall is going to look exactly like this, except instead of a Westfield logo being here, it'll be called Sarasota Square. So they're taking out the Westfield name in all their malls. So yeah, I think it's because this is another failing mall. This mall actually, I don't know why. Why are they reverting me to Google Maps? Interesting. Wow, so they don't even do center maps anymore. I guess Westfield partnered with Google Maps on this mall in particular. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, so let's finish up our little discussion with Sarasota Square. And unfortunately, I do have to go after this. So Sarasota Square is a Westfield property. So this gives you guys pretty much an idea of what is going to happen when Sorry, guys. So I'll do this quick discussion, guys. So Sarasota Square is quite a mall, quite a Westfield mall, and this is the same thing that's gonna happen with Westfield Sunrise. So yeah. So unfortunately, guys, in a unexpected turn of events, I do unfortunately have to end this live stream. We'll try and have something a little bit later on tonight. Unfortunately, I do have to literally end this live stream right about now.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining Q&A live stream number 68. And hopefully we can do something either tonight, tomorrow, or at some point next week. But anyways, thank you for watching, and that will